The untold story of Lilith, from Adam's first wife to Queen of Hell. Are you excited to embark on a journey back in time to reveal some of Lilith's most astonishing, untold stories? The attributes of Lilith have changed over time. Lilith is one of several creatures with biblical or kindred antecedents who have been given the label demon in popular culture. These creatures are not just figments of imagination, but have been an integral part of Jewish mythology, and their tales have been passed down from generation to generation since the early Middle Ages. Join us as we will uncover the mysteries of this biblical character who is urged to be Adam's first wife to the Queen of Hell. So buckle up and get ready to be blown away by the awe-inspiring legacy of the role of Lilith. Number 1. The first woman of Earth. Lilith was the first human being formed on Earth who dared to go beyond the original intent of her creation. She was preceded Eve and considered as first vampire or succubus. You can find in the book of Genesis in the Bible that Genesis 1:27 says God created man and woman simultaneously in his own image. The name Lilith is derived from the Sumerian words Liltu and Ardat Lil, both of which are used to describe female demons or wind spirits. The Liltu, which inhabits desert areas and open countryside, is particularly deadly to expectant mothers and young children. Instead of milk, her breasts are full of poison. The Ardat Lil is a female who exhibits violent behavior toward young males because she is infertile and sexually dissatisfied. Number 2. The cause of breaking up with Adam. Adam's first wife, Lilith, was also formed from the earth at the same time as him, Gen 1:27-28. They got into a dispute over how they should have their intercourse, since Adam wouldn't let her lie beneath him and claimed that she belonged in the bottom position while he should be the superior. Lilith contradicted this claim and reminded him that they were both made from the same material simultaneously and that neither was meant to be better than the other. Her spouse, however, declined to accept it and argued that he was better than she was. Lilith was so enraged that she said the impubble word and took off in the air. Number 3. Lilith mythology. The Sumerian epic poem Gilgamesh and the Hulapu tree, which was discovered on a tablet in Ur and dates to around 2000 BCE, has the first surviving reference to Lilith's name, a clay plate known as the Burney relief, which dates to around the same period as the Gilgamesh epic, has been cited by some academics as the earliest known illustration of Lilith. She is depicted as a lovely, naked sylph with bird wings, clawed feet, and hair that is covered by a cap with numerous pairs of horns in the Babylonian relief. She appears to be able to control them as she stands atop 2 lions and in between 2 owls. The owl is a predatory, nocturnal creature, and Lilith's link with it suggests a connection to flight and night terrors. Lilith is described as riding on demon wings in early incantations against her, a common form of transportation for people living in the underworld. Number 4. Lilith, Queen of the Vampires. The word Lilith in Isaiah is rendered as Lamia in the Latin translation of the Bible from the 5th century, which is also maintained in several English editions, such as the Wycliffe Bible from 1395 and the Douay-Rheims Bible from the 16th century. While most people would not be familiar with this word, individuals who are familiar with Greco-Roman mythology and folklore should have no trouble understanding it. But in more common usage, the term Lamia was a catch-all for all kinds of child-frightening bogey women and slash or seductresses who were half-snake, drank blood, and gave birth to monsters. Lamia was the name of a queen who transformed into a child-eating monster after Hera slaughtered her children. The fact that Lilith drinks blood is just one of many striking similarities between her and Lamia. The blood-drinking winged first wife of Adam has perhaps inherently come to be associated with vampires, even though the idea of vampires, as we think of them, is a relatively modern and European idea that has evolved over the years thanks to folklore, literature, movies, and other popular culture. Lilith is portrayed as a vampire queen, sometimes even as the original vampire or the mother of all vampires. Number 5. Keep the babies away from Lilith. Lilith is believed to pose a threat to sexual and reproductive functions, particularly childbirth. According to legend, after Adam complained to God that the woman he had created for him had flown away, God dispatched 3 angels, known as Senoi, Sansanoi, and Samanjalov, to find her. They discovered her in the middle of the Red Sea, surrounded by demons, where she was performing her new job, which involved creating more than 100 monsters called Lilith every day. God tells her through the angels that either she goes back to Adam in good faith or God will kill 100 of her offspring every day. Lilith declines and continues to exist in the wild as a demon, a monster's mother, and a predator of young people. It was believed that male infants were susceptible to Lilith's attacks up to the age of 8 days, when they would be circumcised and thereby devoted to God. For 20 days, female children were regarded as being at Lilith's mercy, but magical amulets bearing the names of the 3 angels dispatched to capture the demoness could keep her away. She would be forced to use her bloodlust on one of her own children if an amulet kept her away from a human infant. Number 6. Lilith is the queen of demons. Although the most well-known version of Lilith's story today depicts her as a failed attempt at womanhood, there is another tradition in which Lilith is shown as a powerful demon. She is frequently tied the knot to one of the most powerful demons, typically Samael or Asmodeus, and is frequently referred to as the Queen of the Demons in several demonologies. There may be 2 or 3 Liliths in some versions, typically a greater and a lesser Lilith, one wedded to Asmodeus and the other to Samael. In one tale, the 2 demon lords are squabbling over the younger Lilith, who is described as being stunningly attractive up to her waist, before starting to fire from there. In this capacity, she is still seen as a child killer. Stories claim, for instance, that she killed Job's sons and some of Solomon's children, but she also dominates as a succubus figure, a seductress of men. During the night, she seduces men and induces nightmares from which she falls pregnant before killing the infants. She has control over infants born by candlelight on days when having sex is prohibited or when the mother is completely naked, and she has the right to murder them whenever she pleases. Lilith was a strong, independent woman who opposed the patriarchal system, which was a cornerstone of Judeo-Christian society. The feminist movement welcomed Lilith as a reward. She is frequently recognized as the pioneer feminist. The movement contends that Lilith, like most women in our history who have attempted to challenge the patriarchy, was wrongly stigmatized, whether as a demonic character or as a representation of women's struggle. Number 7. Lilith goes mainstream. Lilith has had considerable popularity as a character in different types of popular culture, despite being a person that does not appear at all in the canonical Bible and only arises from folklore, tradition, and foreign mythology. She has been portrayed a demon, a vampire, and even as a controlling wife at times. Not a bad ending for a Mesopotamian night creature that only desired to rule. So, do you think that Lilith is a revolutionary character? As the moon casts its enigmatic light upon the ancient world of myths and gods, we are left with a lingering sense of wonder and mystery. Thanks for joining us on this epic journey through the secrets of the world. Help us let the myths and legends continue to spark our creativity by hitting that like button and subscribing to our channel. Until then, keep the spirit of the divine alive.